Hi guys, welcome to gwt-material widget 101. In this second tutorial, we will be discussing about material button. So so let's start it out. So I've created this an empty project. As you can see, you can make use of the gwt-material archetype to create this project. Let's start with the namespace. So I'm using material uh, button class here, and then we can just need to create a simple button. So let's just refresh the page. Yep, so there we go. So you have your simple button right there. Maybe I could just align the container to be center. um, okay, and then what if there are different types of material button that we can make use of. So the current type, the default type was the raised button. Yep, and you can change the background color and text color of it if you want to. By default, we will be using the material based theme. On the dark theme, I'm using a purple base color, but on the light theme, or the default theme, should be the blue color. So let's start with off the type. So first, the type, other type can be flat. So the flat button will be indicated as a simple text button, but probably this should be a secondary button, as you can see on the model dialog. So if I go to the dialog, um, simple dialog, let's just show the dialog. So the button we'll be using here is a secondary button. There's a UX guideline on the material IO. Yeah, you can just check it right there. But yep, so that's it. So that's the flat icons. And then we can also make use of outline. So if you want to make use of an outline, so you can do that. So next thing is we have also we have a raise, outline, flat, and the other one is the floating. So floating buttons needs to have only icons, not text. So we can have a not icon type right there, and then just refresh the page, and we have the floating icon. Next thing is we can change the sizes of our floating actions or any buttons by having a size. I'm not sure if size or button size. Yeah, size large. So we have three different options here. We have the medium, the small, medium, large. So that's the indication. And for you can position the what you call the floating, because floating actions are what you call this are an action button that's floating everywhere in your application that you can add, like this one. Yeah, it's what do you call this, it should be useful or have a benefit on using a mobile platform. So that's Google currently um, done to their websites. So let's go back to uh, uh, the default button, which is the raise. I'll just discuss you something. Simple button. We can have also an icon, so we can do icons into the material button with the text beside of it. So yep, so simple as that. And you can also position it. So I think I've implemented a icon position right. So into this, it should be going right, the icon should be going right. And yeah, so you have that. And what else, we can also enable or disable the buttons. Yep, so this is what it looks like on dark mode, but on light mode, so it should be the same like this. And we can also have a events on the button. So what we need to do is we just need to define a UI field, for example btn test, and this we can just we can just have the UI handler defined, and for example, click. So once we click, we just need to toast some toast. So we have different kinds of events on the button. So if we navigate to the material button class, so we have on the abstract icon button, and I think it was the abstract button. So we have registered and yeah, so we have here material widget. Yeah, so those define the default widgets. So we have a lot of what do you call this, registration. So you have double click, you have mouse wheel, mouse up handler, mouse over handler, and so on. So we're using add click handler for this. So okay, so let's go back to the demo. So right here, so we have maybe we can just add another one. So you can also, maybe I can just demo it. You can also make use of instead of annotating it, so you have just to define btn test. You just need to define the material button right there, and then upon unattach, then right here you can just click add mouse over handler. So if you want to define that way, so two ways that we can define the handler of on each button. So you can just make use of the at UI handler, or even the default way that we can add. So we can also material toast mouse over. Maybe I can just click. Okay, so refresh the page, and upon we mouse over, we have there toast happening there, and I click. So that's click event. So that's it. And then I will just discuss you also some of the implementations, extensions. So we have also material link. So this material link is specific only if it's an anchor attribute. So meaning we just need to define, I will just remove all of this. We just need to define the href. So if you want, for example, go to something, so you can just add the material link and href and whatever hash parameters you want to go to. So that's it. And then we have another one. Maybe I can just show you how it looks. So I can just remove right here, simple link. Yeah, so this one, if I inspect into that, yeah, if I inspect that, so you can see that there's an href test. If I click it, it will go directly to test, but right now I don't have a test page. So yep. So another one, we have also the material icon. So it's an extension of the abstract button. We can just make use of icon type polymer, for example. It's simple, it's button. So you can also add click event, or enable, disable it, just like the, because it extends abstract button by default. Okay, so I think that's it. So that's the basic implementation. Also you can change the icon color of that. So that's another one. So you can change it. On the material button, we have background color, text color, and icon color. So yep, so I think that's the basic attributes, properties, methods on the material button. So I hope you enjoyed the next lesson.